Hello, I am Henry Rollins, and this is 3 Questions.
Coward, ride the cold. Rise above, we're gonna rise above. They distort what we say. Rise above, we're gonna rise above.
When I was 20, someone said, you better listen to this one. And it was some band called the Stooges and some record called Funhouse. And I heard Funhouse alone in a van on a Black Flag tour, a band I was in many years ago. And I realized a couple of things in that 35 minutes. This is my favorite album, and I'm never going to do anything this good. And both of those things are true to this day. So that album and the Stooges had a huge impact on me. Oh, I've met Iggy many times. I was with Iggy last month in Australia, just traveling with the band. Well, it's a punk rock band called The Damned. You might have heard of them. Their first album, the guys have the cream pies in their face. I play it all the time, and I've been playing that record since like 1978, and it has never lost its effect on me. Like whenever I listen to it, it occurs to me that it is just a slice of brilliance. Just great songs, great playing, and amazing energy is captured on that record. It's just all kinds of good. I still listen to it to this day and still kind of marvel at it, and I've met every single player on that record. I'm a big fan of a lot of bands where I see someone in the band I know, like, whoa. And whenever I'm around my punk rock heroes, happens now and then, I am almost speechless. Like whenever I run into Captain Sensible or Dave Vanian of The Damned, I call Dave Mr. Vanian. I call Captain Sir. I always salute him. I total fanboy because those records, they rescue you, and like whenever I see Iggy, my voice goes up a couple of, like, hello, sir. Hey, Henry, how are you, man? So you flew down here for the shows. Well, it's good to see you. Okay. You sang great tonight. Thank you so much. So I'm always like that around him. Like, hey, Henry, that's my name. He remembered. I never am cool around these people because I play those records all the time, and they save you, they keep saving you. Music saves you over and over again. It's better than food, it's better than money, it's better than all this stuff. You put your record on, you're like, thank you. I'm so glad I have ears. And so I was, raised as one of those like lonely kids who no one liked. And so my records were like the only friends I had. And to this day, I live alone. I work all the time, and I got a bunch of records. And at night, I put them on. I play them for hours at a time. My records are like my family. The Damned album is one of those records and one of those bands. I know all, Brian James, Rat Scabies, Captain Sensible, and Dave Vanian. I know those guys, and they're always nice to me. They're like the nicest people. They're always friendly. Always remember my name. And so that's another record that's a big deal to me. Third one, well, we could sit here all day. Like if you gave me 25 records, I could. So if you came back tomorrow, it might be 3 different records. But a record I listen to a lot. It's "Scary Monsters" by David Bowie. Maybe not his most famous record, but my favorite David Bowie record, and just one of my favorite. I can put that on any time, and it just takes me to my happy place. I just think it's perfectly produced. The songs are amazing. Robert Fripp from King Crimson plays guitar on some of the songs. It's some of his best work. The lyrics are great. Bowie, forget it. It's just, I'm one of those big David Bowie fans, but that's my favorite moment of Bowie.
We are tired of your abuse.
There's a band from Australia I really like. They're called BB and the Blips. Very angry female punk rock. And the singer, whose name I don't know, she is, as they say, coming on with it. fantastic. There's a great band from the Los Angeles area called Le Butcherettes. And I saw them, I see them play. Whenever they're in LA, I go see them play. The name of the singer is Teresa Suarez, and she's one of the most amazing front persons I have ever seen in my life. I saw them open for Bikini Kill the other night at the Palladium. Wow! And there's an amazing musician. She's Swedish, but she lives in Berlin, and her name is Molly Nilsson.
Everyone else is asleep.
And she's fantastic, and she's just a great person. And I helped her get her visa to get into America. I wrote the letter to recommend to my government that they let her in, and they let her in. So we're like allies. If she's in LA, I always tell her, if you need anything, I'm your connection in LA. And I play her on my radio show all the time. And those are three people I pay three artists I pay very close attention to.
Try to stop us, but it's no use.
Wow, just one? Okay. Let's see. Oh no, you're killing me. A little bit of backstory. My best friend is Ian MacKaye from the band Fugazi and Minor Threat. You know who Ian is. We grew up together, loving records, buying records, and this is like the 1870s, a long time ago. Your parents weren't even alive. We used to see Ted Nugent, Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, Aerosmith. It was just what was at the arena, where you'd be 2 city blocks from the stage. Aerosmith is that big. The sound was awful. It's a hockey arena. The sound is, by the time it gets to you, it's 2 verses ago. It's just yesterday's song. You'd walk out of there reeking of bad arena marijuana with your ears ringing, and it wasn't that great. And you never got near the band. We had $8 to go to see a show. We're in the cheap seats. And then suddenly we got into punk rock. And now you're standing with your chest against the stage and the singer's sweating on you. Dee Dee Ramone is sweating on me. Lux Interior of the Cramps is sweating on me. Joe Strummer, I could hit his shoe with my hand because I'm standing right there. June 1979, long time ago. A band from England called The Damned comes to play Washington, D.C. The Machine Gun Etiquette album was not out yet. And are you kidding? We're going to go see that show. I'm 18. Ian's like 16. We made Ian a fake ID that day in his mom's kitchen. I think Ian still has it. It looks ridiculous, and it worked. The Damned have requested an opening band that none of us have seen, but we've heard of. They're called the Bad Brains. All black punk rock band from DC. And the Damned had heard of them and said, we want that band to open for us. So we're going to get to see the Bad Brains. We know they exist, but we don't know where to go see them. So we get there early, and the doors open at 7, and at 7:30 the first band goes on in front of maybe 100 people. It's the Bad Brains. Me, Ian MacKaye, Mark Sullivan of the band Kingface, handful of others, we walk up to the stage. Out come the Bad Brains, 19, 20 years of age, lean, and they play this set of music, 40 minutes. And that night, they reinvented the wheel. They did a song called Pay to Come. We did not know what had just happened to our ears. We're like, what was that speeding train that just destroyed our record collections? And the Damned came out after the Bad Brains. We took our jaws off the ground and put them back on our skulls. And the Damned were great. I was elbows on the stage. Dave Vanian kept time on my head with a microphone. I'm like, ow, 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 ow. Thank you. But it was the Bad Brains where we walked out like we share a town with that band. And we immediately became fans of the Bad Brains and went to every band practice we could, every show. Anytime we could see the Bad Brains, we were in the front singing along. One night the Bad Brains are playing at this hippie commune called Madams Organ in the Adams Morgan district of Washington, D.C. The stage is this high. It's a little hand-built stage, and I'm standing this far from HR. They're playing. It's like 50 of us there. $2 to get in, and HR walked off the stage and stood in front of me with his arms crossed. He said, "Henry, you're a singer." And I said, "No, you're a singer." He goes, "Nope, you're a singer. And tonight, you're gonna be in the Bad Brains." And he grabbed me and put me up on stage and gave me the mic and stood where I was standing with his arms crossed like this. Impressed me. And I know the songs. I've been, watch these guys all the time. So I called out, I think, for Redbone in the City, and I forget what else. And I sang the songs with HR standing this far from me like this. And it felt good to me. I was like, yeah. I mean, I'm not good like HR, but being in a band felt pretty cool for 2.5 minutes. And I gave the mic back and he said, "See, you're a singer." And I went, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "No, you're a singer." And a few months later, I was in a band. And then a few months after that, I was in a band called Black Flag. But it was HR who said that. And so that gig, June '79, had great repercussions in my life and kind of sort of got me where I'm sitting here today with you. A 2-camera shot going?
Yeah.
He did one show in Lima, like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Great show.
I was busy. I was going to fly down for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to come down for it. I was talking to Iggy's manager and I said, "I want to go to that show." And he said, "Come on down, man." I said, "I'm working." I couldn't come down. Otherwise, I was on tour myself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she played here in Lima. I actually got to meet her. And,
Is she great?
Yeah.
And like on stage, she's got that real cool thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.